What's up, guys? I out here walking my property as I've done in many of my videos, and what I wanted to talk about today was just how easily and how quickly our freedoms can be lost. And there's just so many things that we take for granted in our lives in this country, and I think one of the greatest examples of how quickly things can change in any country that we've seen in modern times is the fact that of what's happening in Ukraine. I'm sure that all of you all are aware of what has happened over there with the Russian invasion of Ukraine and the response. And I think that it is something that we should all be paying attention to, because there's no telling where it's going to lead. As a kind of a history buff, the way that a lot of this is going, in my opinion, I think that eventually, if it is drug out long enough, that it could draw in other countries. And if that does happen, things are going to get very bad. Things will even get worse here. Even if we don't directly enter the conflict, things would still be worse here due to the impact on supplies and that sort of thing. But I've talked about that in another video. But what I wanted to talk about in this video is why it is important for us to be so vigilant in protecting our freedoms and protecting our own homeland. Because this is how quickly things can change. We've seen, as of today, earlier today, I actually watched part of the address to Congress that the president of Ukraine made. And, you know, he is a desperate man, I guess you could say. He is a strong-spirited and courageous man. He's literally standing and fighting the Russian invasion. And that is what we call leadership. You know, I don't know the details of his past. I don't know all of his politics. But I do know from what I've seen, from the articles that I've read, and what has happened over there, he is making an effort and doing everything he can to save his country. And I wish him the best. I wish the Ukrainian people the best. I know that there are people from all over the world that come into this country, and many of them can tell you the stories about what it is to lose their freedoms, to, you know, have their country just destroyed. And even more so now, especially the people of Ukraine, they're having a desperate fight. They're literally fighting for the life of their country. And it just is appalling that we see this kind of thing. But if you look at just recent history, our grandparents' generation, I mean, that was World War II, you know, and our great-grandparents, World War I, and so on. This is a part of the human condition, unfortunately. And when we forget the mistakes of history, we are doomed to repeat them. The Ukrainian people have armed themselves. The average everyday citizen, they're doing everything they can. You know, the Ukrainian government armed anyone willing to fight, and that is the true desperate nature that they are currently under. We need to be vigilant in protecting our freedoms. We need to be vigilant in protecting our own borders, and I know that there is a lot of controversy over our own border security. And basically, folks, the argument can be made that we're literally being invaded. Our borders are as insecure as they have ever been. It doesn't take an expert to know that. And it's a danger to our country. The security of our freedoms, the security of our nation, is only as strong as we are willing to make it. And it needs help. You know, there could be one day when a country may try to invade ours. There could be, you know, this could break out into a major war. There's no telling what could happen. And if it goes that route, you know, the big advantage for us, is the American people, is that we are the most heavily armed society in the world. And the reality is, no military wants to tangle with a very heavily armed society. Okay, you would literally have grandmothers with single action 22s taking out soldiers. You know, that's just the reality of the gun culture in most of our country here. And I think that is a good thing. I think that's a very strong statement of why our Second Amendment and our gun rights are such a deterrent, because other countries know that the only way that they would be able to overthrow the United States is they would have to disarm the people first. And that's why I cannot stand hearing these politicians talking about gun control and all that kind of garbage, because all it is a way to disarm the American people, to literally set us up for failure. That's all that it is. But guys, this is just a quick video that I wanted to do. Just frustrated, you know. I've been watching a lot of videos of the stuff online, and yes, I am well aware that there's propaganda going on both sides. Okay, there's a lot of propaganda going on. There's a lot of stuff out there. You can't believe everything that you're seeing right now, but the reality is there's a lot of people that are suffering because of what's happening. But guys, this is just a quick video that I wanted to do, just a few thoughts that I wanted to share. If any of you guys are from Ukraine, we're praying for you. That's all I can say. I hope that this ends. I hope that things change. I hope that they go well for all of the folks in Ukraine, especially for any of you guys fighting. Stay strong. You know, do your best. I cannot imagine the struggles that you guys are going through right now. And, you know, Godspeed. And hopefully it will be over and you guys will still be able to hold on to your freedoms. Guys, thanks for watching. Check out the rest of the videos on the channel, and we will see you next time.